You know that feeling when everything starts coming together? And please give me any tips when it comes to thrifting. Welcome home and welcome back to the channel, you guys. I'm actually pretty nervous for this vlog because I am no expert thrifter or expert thrifter flipper. I usually just go thrifting and then work with whatever I got, and I don't really try to change it. I just try to look for pieces that I don't have to put too much work into. But lately, I have decided that it is time for me to look at pieces that have potential and just trust myself that I can turn a piece that I like into one that I love. We're going to be going thrift shopping and thrift flipping and styling pieces that I thrifted around my home and just really start building my wall galleries. I have heard people say, like, wait till you have all the pieces to start building your wall gallery. Then I just have all this clutter around my house, and I'm really not excited about the thought of that. So you can already see this corner here just has a bunch of frames that need worked on, need done, need hung. We're gonna go thrift shopping, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna do some thrift flips, and then we're gonna style those pieces around my home. The amount of stuff that I got for $63 is actually kind of insane to me. I shopped very intentionally for things for the house, and I saw a couple things here and there that I picked up, and I'm gonna give you a little haul. First things first, this plate is not for eating. This is St. Peter's Evangelical Lutheran Church. It's just like a plate with the print on it, but I had this idea. I've been seeing so many plate collages and plate walls, and I was like, I kind of really want to do one. And so this is my first plate in a collection of 3 or 4 that I'm hoping to find. I have a vision for the kitchen. I want to do like a little plate corner and then have my aprons hanging up on a little shelf, which I don't know how people have so much luck finding shelves because I could not find any. I found one and it just wasn't what I was going for. But the reason I got this one instead of all the other decorative plates that they had was because I actually live in Pennsylvania. So having a Pennsylvania plate with a church on it, it's just very me. This was only my second time going to that Goodwill, and I am beyond impressed with the pricing on a lot of the things. I'm gonna say 95% of the things I was very impressed with the pricing on when it comes to thrift shopping. This is a bundle of frames, and it was $1.99 for 2 frames, which is really nice that they bundle them together. They do it with a lot of the smaller ones. I did browse through the records, and I actually found this one. This one I really loved the cover art for. This album is just pretty spot on for the aesthetic of what we're going for in our home. I have been so good about not buying any coffee mugs, but these 3 were just calling my name. I could not pass these up. I got a Wonder Woman coffee mug. I needed to get this because it's bigger than a lot of the mugs that I have. A lot of the mugs that I have are smaller. I needed to get just one more big mug, and I just thought this was so fun. Like, I could not pass this up. I really couldn't. The other 2 mugs that I got were actually a Nashville, Tennessee. This is a Grand Ole Opry mug, and it definitely needs washed, absolutely needs washed, but Chris and I actually eloped in Tennessee, so anytime I see something for Nashville, I always really struggle with whether to get this or not. And then this mug is also another smaller one. I am gonna be heartbroken if it ever breaks. I grew up in Hawaii for a little bit. Getting this mug was an absolute must. I got 2 of these vases for my baby shower because they're actually the perfect size for what we need, and I didn't want to pay full price for like a brand new glass. This little watering can is also for the baby shower. It's just to put flowers in, just for decor. It was only $1.99, which is way better than everything else I've seen online. I found this print that I thought was so stinking cute. And then to go along with that, I actually found these two little cactus frames. I don't know what you would call these. I thought they were so fun for a little boy's room. This one I found for baby number two's room. This blues and the sailboats I thought was so cute. I do have plans to flip this and a couple other pieces. I would actually take the glass out. The glass is just not my favorite. It just kind of leaves that glare, as you can see right there. This I also got for baby number two. I honestly just thought it was such a cute little moment to put on a shelf or even hang up on the walls if I have other stuff that I find to hang. I'm actually gonna bring this one closer to you guys because this one is really light, but do you see how this doesn't have the glass on it and the glare is just way less dramatic? The only thing I have to do is reattach the wire that was on the back of it because it actually came loose and fell off. This one back here, I love that it has oranges and blues and it's very warm with blue tones in it. I might have to get a new frame for that one because it is literally so freaking heavy. That's it. I got all that stuff for $63 and I know a lot of the stuff I got was like big frames and they only cost like 10 bucks maybe. But I feel like at the other thrift store that I go to, these frames would have cost so much more just because of how big they are. So getting these for $5 or $10 each is pretty good to me. I picked up Parker and he literally fell asleep on the way home. So brought him inside. He's taking a nap on the couch. I'm going to eat lunch and see if I can take the rest of the glass off of these frames that I have behind me before he wakes up. And he just fell asleep. So fingers crossed. And then once I'm done with the frames, I'm actually going to hop into some more in-depth DIYs and thrift flips like this one. I actually made this one right here and I have some other ideas that I have. Loved this print, but hated the frame, so I took it out, I cut it out, and I figured out that it'll fit in this one. I'm gonna do some frame swapping, and then I'm gonna hop right into some DIYs. Also, it is insane how much lighter these frames are without the big pieces of glass in them. Like, genuinely, I feel better not having the glass in them because they're not so heavy. All of that so far has only taken me an hour to remove all the glass and do some frame swapping and cut out those pieces and like do some switching around. I'm actually pretty impressed with myself and my time management, I'm not gonna lie. But now it's time to put my artistic skills to the test with nothing but cheap paintbrushes and Mod Podge. I got the matte Mod Podge because I noticed that's what Haley's Corner used when she did this hack, but essentially all you have to do is take Mod Podge and some paintbrushes and paint over the print and add like brush strokes to make it look like a real painting, or rather than it being obviously a printed picture of a painting. We're gonna try it out and I hope I don't screw it up because I actually really like this photo. I don't know how well you guys can see, but that actually worked pretty well. But you can see instead of it being a flat print, it's more textured and looks like an actual painting. This I really love. I'm literally about to do it to my other paintings. This took me 5 minutes. A lot of these are ready to be hung and I really just need to find the best place for them, but I have some of these smaller frames that I really want to work with. I have these old pair of jeans. This is unplanned, by the way. I'm just gonna see if this works, and if not, that's okay. But I figured I could do a little blue jean background and I'm really just gonna go for it. Oh wait, how cute would it be if I did the pocket? Oh yeah, is that cute? Took some finagling, but I finally got it in there and I think it's so cute. Like for the boys' room, this is adorable. I could do a handprint on here, like I could do Parker's handprint, and then when the baby's born, I could do his handprint, which would be so cute. I'm so glad that that worked out. This was very quick, I literally just thought of this. This is so cute! Okay, wait. I have to put like something in here. I have these fake flowers that my cousin gave me. And that is so stinking cute. So let's go and see what we can put together. But if you're wondering about this, I can do a tutorial on this if you're really, really interested. But essentially, I just put a bunch of papers down and I tore out pages from books that I was going to be de-hauling, and I just Mod Podged them all together until I liked the way it looked. And I did a big section too, so I could cut out the section that I liked the most, and then I just popped it in this frame. All right, you guys, let's start decorating. As I was hanging some of the decor up in my son's room, something just felt off. While these pieces might look fine together, I needed to be honest with myself, and it just wasn't exactly what I was going for. The cactuses just felt too much like we were in the desert and didn't reflect my son's personality. And so while I was hoping to only use thrifted pieces, I did decide to switch these out with a couple of pieces I found on Amazon. And I think for my son and what we were going for, this second setup makes much more sense. And what a fun little gallery wall for a little boy's room. I absolutely loved the result of this. After I finished my son's room, I was able to only use thrifted items for the living room, which was really exciting. I definitely see myself adding onto this since there is so much wall space that I feel like we could easily fill. But we do plan on getting new couches once the basement is finished, so the dynamic of the room might change a little bit. But for now, until we get some other home projects out of the way, having these frames up makes it feel less sterile and more cozy and homey, and it's really fun that I made some of these pieces too. I actually think one mistake I made was getting frames or pieces that were too big. Luckily, I was able to hang some of them around the house, but for gallery walls, you don't always need big frames to fill the space because pairing the smaller frames together really gives a more balanced look. So definitely learn some lessons, but that's the whole point of this, is to learn as we go and just keep trying to make this house a home in the ways that we can. As a beginner, thrifter, flipper, like figuring out this journey, I feel like I'm not doing too bad because in Parker's room, I did have to be honest with myself and take a step back. And I said, you know what? There's a lot on this wall that's thrifted and that's great, but it's not reflecting my son's personality or what I feel like just makes sense for him. So I did purchase literally just a couple things from Amazon, very specific things that I knew I wanted for his room that would reflect his personality and him. And like, I just feel like I took a step back and I realized, okay, I don't need to thrift everything, but thrifting as much as possible is still a really good place to start. And what I got from Amazon was very cheap as well. I will link them down below because they're very cute, but his middle name literally means ocean in Hawaiian. And I had to incorporate that somehow because it was giving very much Midwestern, Arizona desert vibes. I am very happy with where we started for my son's room. And then the only other room that I was really able to get a good starting point on was the living room, and I'm very happy with the way the living room came out. Nothing is changing, and I will be adding more to it. And I only have a couple of pieces that I wasn't able to hang that wasn't really going with the flow of things. I just thought I had so much more when it comes to being able to build a gallery wall or the gallery walls that I wanted in the house, and I need more pieces, which is insane, which means we have to go thrifting again and go shopping again for more home decor. I definitely am loving the gallery wall. And even Chris said to me, he said, wow, honey, like changing Parker's room was a good idea because the cactuses, you were right, were not working, even though he disagreed at first. But Chris said to me, this house is definitely feeling so much like a home. Who knew that little pictures could make such a difference? And I definitely agree. I feel like I have a lot of plans to do accent walls in the future, but for now, I feel like just hanging some pieces around the home in our builder grade home is making such a difference because we are on a budget, you guys. Like, we're trying to get the basement finished. We have a baby on the way. We're not trying to do too many crazy things before baby gets here. And with our schedule, like, it would take an insane amount of miracles from God to get the house to be exactly how I wanted in 2 months. Like, it's just not going to happen, and I know that, and I'm okay with that. But I'm going to do what I can in the meantime. What's up? You ready?
He smells.
Yeah. Oh, it smells good. You know that feeling when everything starts coming together and you're seeing the vision come to life and it's feeling right, or you're able to be like, no, that doesn't feel right, let's switch it out, and you find something that works better for the space. Like, I'm getting all of the good vibes for the house. I'm gonna link those few Amazon things down below because they are very cute and I do love them. I'm very happy with them and they were not expensive at all. And if you can, please give me any tips when it comes to thrifting, thrift flipping, advice, whatever you can down in the comments below. I would so much very appreciate it as I am trying to make this house a home. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you at home next time, and I cannot wait to see what we get into. Bye!